Welcome to your reading, beautiful souls. Let's get stuck in with the karakia and then we will get into it. Creator of our souls, thank you for bringing us together and for protecting and guiding us as we travel our journey throughout this lifetime. We ask for your support as we serve you for the greater good. Please bring to light that which needs healing, the darkness that needs forgiveness within ourselves and therefore others. Bless us with your presence through these messages and help the collective to understand your divinity within. Amen. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. We're starting with the present time, state of mind, situation. I kind of, two cards, I want one. I had something that came up earlier, and that was about train tracks. I was seeing train tracks and one going off in one direction and the other going off in another direction, and I feel like there's been a new direction potentially, so that will be interesting to see what comes up today after there been a continuation of the messages throughout the last few readings. And the thing is that the train tracks, it's more representative of it being a track because the train tracks weren't on stones or anything. It's interesting. Two are coming up at a time. That's the third time. I only want one, please, for the situation. But yeah, it's not on your standard rocks. It's in grass, like long grass, and I can feel that it's sort of in a maybe a forest, but the trees aren't really tall, but it's not like in the city or anything like that, you know. So yeah, it's in a very unusual place for train tracks to be, maybe like the deserted train tracks. So I wonder if the message there is that there's this sense of deserting one path to go on another potentially. Anyway, one card, thank you, one card. Ooh. I actually want to, no, change. Look at that change. Beautiful. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we have conditioning. Releasing, being released, right, from current circumstance, or the way you see things actually. There's a change from the way you see things potentially. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle for the challenge and the block, and then I'm just going to take them from the top of the deck, please. One card for the challenge or block. That if it's cleared, rebel. Look at this. Breaking free. Yeah, these are the chains, which is really cool because we also have chains at the bottom of the card here with this lion. But anyway, let's just get these cards going. Oh, wow. Interesting. That was in the same place as yesterday. This here is in the same place as the other day, but this time it's actually representing the future. But that's okay, not to worry about that. I've got a feeling that, yeah, this is a really positive thing. Nice. Yes, it's such a positive thing. Okay, right, let's get into this. So this change, let's read it from the book. So this is actually quite a massive change going on. We've got 4 major arcana, the 2 being here, which I love. So let's have a look. Can we just find it without going to the contents? We should be able to. Yes, and there's another one here. This is amazing. All right, loving it already. There's my googly eyes is here. Okay, so I can't see. Trying to look at what I'm doing through the googly eyes, and it's really just for reading. Okay. The symbol in this card is an enormous wheel representing time, fate, karma. Galaxies spin around this constantly moving circle, and the 12 signs of the zodiac appear on its circumference. See? Can you see that? Just inside the circumference are the 8 trigrams of the I Ching, and even closer to the center are the 4 directions, each illuminated by the energy of lightning. The spinning triangle is at this moment pointed upward toward the divine, and the Chinese symbol of yin yang, male and female, creative and receptive, lies at the center. It has often been said that the only unchanging thing in the world is change itself. Life is continually changing, evolving, dying, and being reborn. All opposites play a part in this vast circular pattern. If you cling to the edge of the wheel, you can go dizzy. Move towards the center of the cyclone and relax, knowing that this too will pass. Ooh, I love that. So this could be this change in direction, right? It could be quite sudden for some of you, although I'm not seeing the tower here. So the change in direction may be one that you've initiated. But I've heard that, right? The only constant is change. Okay, what's the other side to this here? Life repeats itself mindlessly. Unless you become mindful, it will go on repeating like a wheel. That's why Buddhists call it the wheel of life and death, the wheel of time. It moves like a wheel. Birth is followed by death. Death is followed by birth. Love is followed by hate. Hate is followed by love. Success is followed by failure. Failure is followed by success. Just see. If you can watch just for a few days, you will see a pattern emerging, a wheel pattern. One day, a fine morning, you are feeling good and happy, and another day you are so dull, so dead that you start thinking of committing suicide. And just the other day you were so full of life, so blissful that you were feeling thankful to God, that you were in a mood of deep gratefulness, and today there is great complaint, and you don't see the point why one should go on living. And it goes on and on, but you don't see the pattern. Once you see the pattern, you can get out of it. I love that. I love that. Yes, this is about changing our perspective, changing our mind, right? Love it. Yeah. And then we have the rebel here, right? The rebel, which is this challenge and this block. This is breaking the cycle, right? Breaking the way that we have been conditioned to believe things are. We've conditioned ourselves, quite often. I know I do it, gaslight myself. I know it's okay. That's like that because of this. And really deep down inside, I'm not listening to that inner voice deep down inside, knowing that that is not the case at all. But I can tell you now, if you really go quiet and you listen, like we've had in the last few readings of the silence, right? Your inner voice will begin to speak, because it's just a slight whisper, and it will begin to speak to you, and you will hear it telling you the truth. And often our mind is so chaotic that it's difficult to hear the truth, but it's not really a matter of hearing it, is it? It's a matter of feeling it. So this is what is a matter of what we need to do so we can have this breakthrough in our life. And I feel as though that this, is leading up to this change, actually, this breakthrough. There's something that has happened that has caused you to go. That there was a video a couple of days ago called Enough is Enough, and it's almost like that's what's happened for you, right? It's like, no, that's it. I am done. I am changing what is going on. I have had enough, and it's breaking through. And it could very well be that this has been a natural occurrence based on the changes that you've made in your life. Yeah, the near future, this what this could lead to, and I want to say that this could lead to right now this feeling of freedom and like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But as you uncover things, it could be that there's some stuff that you need to work on and heal, and that healing is going to take you to heights that you would not have been able to reach without having made this move. So I want to say that this is a really positive thing, because with this represents the Three of Swords, right? And if you look at that in the Rider-Waite deck, the Three of Swords, it's already happened. Like, it's not like the three swords are piercing the heart. They have already pierced the heart. So that pain has already occurred. The point now is to heal that. So I feel like that's what's going to take place in the near future. And this is actually about you releasing it. And this came up in one of the other two readings, I think, about releasing it. So this is something that still you will need to be prepared for, and get your support systems in place. Look at who it is that you can talk to help, because that's going to be necessary for you to do that, okay? These are the goals here, and I feel like this is about you making this connection, because like it came up yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, there's this almost like this totality. What was that about? Please remind me, Spirit. Yes, is about the yes and the no. It's either a heck yes or a heck no. And it's kind of like there's this thing about saying yes when you really want to say no. So you're not putting totality into the answer of the yes, right? And that's what this is about. This is about, it's a heck yes. If it's not a heck yes, then it's a no. And so this is about truly making the connection without this holding you back. Okay, love this. I absolutely adore this, actually. So compromise, stubbornness. This card for me always represents stubbornness. Yeah, and not sharing. I feel like there's this energy of not sharing, kind of like it's sort of like I'm feeling like this getting in your own way. This is something that you may not be aware of, and it's not necessarily sharing as in like, I don't know, having a bag of chips and not offering anybody else a bag of chips. It's about maybe not sharing these emotions that need releasing, maybe just keeping everything to yourself, which is actually holding you back. Okay, and it's sort of like the stubbornness of like, I'm not going to let that bother me, getting into kind of this toxic positivity, and that is not helping you. Okay, and the advice, we have this exhaustion. So I feel like this is an invitation for you to take a step back, because, and it's kind of like, in this reading, it's kind of like going back here to back here, right? To even at the beginning, what was it that caused you to want to make this change? Yeah, because the exhaustion and the advice, and I call it invitation, actually, because you can take the advice or you cannot. It's entirely up to you how you want to progress, because this, after all, is your journey. This is just here to give you a little bit of help along the way, to maybe assist you if you decide to take it up, right? So the advice is to get assistance to help put things in place, because this person is trying to put this robot together, and it could be that they're not skilled to do that, or they've been working so tirelessly to do that on their own that they need some more help. The other thing is, I want to say about this is, just be mindful of not seeing things how they are not. Sometimes we can see things how we want them to be, and they are not like that. And so this looks like a robot, but none of the things are in place properly. It's going to fall apart at the drop of a hat. And there's this person in the middle here who is exhausted. This is also, I'm just never got this about this card before, but this person is sitting here in the area of the heart, like these chakras here, the throat. I feel more like the heart area. And so you could be exhausted with the emotions weighing you down, and you're absolutely like, I just can't do this anymore. I really cannot do this anymore. And I don't, this could be in this downturn, like the change was saying, it goes up and down, it goes in roundabouts, right? It's like that roller coaster that we're always talking about. That's like I've got my dance moves going on. Anyway, so let's not get into that. But when we talk about that, this is the dance of life, right? The ups and downs, the ins and outs. This is how it works. And this is how we progress. You never see a snake just going along like this. It's always like this. See, look at that dance move. Girl, I got it going on. Anyway. External influence or your environment. Look at this, is beyond illusion. This here, it's kind of like, I feel like it could be that there's people around you, or your environment is, it's kind of like being in the twilight zone, I feel. And that could be in a positive way or a negative way. Take it as it lands. But I do want to confirm this, because I feel like there's more to that I'm not landing on yet. And maybe I'm not meant to land on it yet. But that's going to be revealed. But I feel like there's this sort of waking up. There's a waking up. Anyway, let's move on, because I'm going to get stuck on that. Hopes and fears, awareness. For some of you, I feel like there's this fear of being exposed somehow, a fear of vulnerability, right? For others of you, there's this feeling of you're hoping that you'll be able to find someone who can hear you and see you, who appreciates you for who you are, rather than having to hide behind this mask, in a sense, of your entire life, right? And maybe that's what the environment is. Maybe it's a mask of this pretending like everything's wonderful and it's been so fantastic. And in fact, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Okay, so the outcome here is sharing. And I absolutely adore this, because this is landing into a place where this, when we're talking about here, right, not sharing, and then you're coming and landing at this, wow, what a transformation. And this is what this card is here, transformation, right? Anyhow, this person has everything, that it's plentiful. There's nothing that this person is needing. They have enough to go around for everybody. And I feel like I'm noticing this in the background here. This is the wheel turning on the up and up. This is things getting better. This is things improving for you, right? So yeah, this is super cool. I love, love, love it. You are breaking free. Okay, change. I only want one card to change, please. Just one card. Tell me more about change. Okay, we've got two. I'm going to take it. Okay, so we've got change. We've got the burden, releasing the burden, and actually, this is a whole change in direction I'm seeing, because at the end of the day, we've got this 10 of Wands here, and it's sort of like getting to the end of the 10 of Wands and progressing, not deciding to progress to the Page of Wands, but going, do you know what? I just want to change it up. I'm going to go be a cup. I'm going to be a Page of Cups now, and I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to learn about what is inside of me. What is going on with my emotions? What do I feel? What is it that I want to explore? And I feel as though that is what is happening for you. Okay. The Rebel. Tell me more about the Rebel, please, for the challenge or the block. The High Priestess. This is what what isn't seen, and I feel like this is actually when I was talking about intuition before and quietening the mind and letting your intuition speak. If you can work on that and allow that to have a voice, it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to release what it is that you need to release, okay? Because this is really important. This is what the High Priestess is about, and that is going to lead to success, because in the background here she has these pomegranates here, which can represent success in what it is that you are aiming towards. I actually am being guided to go to Beyond Illusion before we carry on with the rest. Beyond Illusion, tell me more about this, please. And the external decisions. There's a decision that needs to be made about which direction to go in regards to your environment, in regards to your home life, your family life. This could be work. It could be work. Maybe, but I feel like, yeah, it could be. It could be about what ignites your passion, right? What sets your soul on fire. So where do we want to go to next? Okay, we're back here. Breakthrough. Chariot. Yep, moving forward. Interesting with this Chariot card though. This is there's no movement here. Like, you're not seeing, in some of the decks you might see horses moving, and this is not. This is like taking a moment, taking a breath to kind of stand there and go, okay, where am I going? I've made this breakthrough. I'm all ready to go. We're all settled up. Where are we going? Which direction will we go in? The other interesting thing that I'm seeing here is with the High Priestess and the Sphinxes on here, is this particularly drawn to the darker part of this and the shadow part of this. So I feel like this could be, for some of you, an exploration of the darkness inside of you. And I want to say that that is brilliant. Like, I actually love shadow work because there's so much more growth that comes out of that. And we're so busy trying to be this light, and that's what I was talking about before with the toxic spirituality, right? It's not all love and light. That is not what it's all about. Because otherwise we would have the sun shining all day, every day, 24/7. We have to have the darkness in order for the sun to come up again, right? Otherwise we will singe all the plants, all the veggies, all the fruit, because it will be too much sun. Even they need a rest, right? They need a rest. The flowers, in the nighttime, they close their petals and they go inwards, right? And then when the sun comes out, they open up again to get the nutrients from the sun, and then they close again. Yeah, so this is kind of what this is, and this is the cycle of life, right? Love, love, love this. Okay, isolation. Tell me more about isolation, please. And maybe this is at this point of coming into this darkness of isolation, and maybe this is where some of you are right now. Look at this, the Wheel of Fortune and Justice, and this is getting things into balance with this Justice. Yeah, this is you being able to balance things out and looking at things as they are. What is the evidence here? If there's stories that you're telling yourself in your mind, what are you making it mean? What is the evidence? What is the proof? Are you looking at things to make it mean something to fit the story? Be honest with yourself. This is what it is about, and this is what I want to deliver on this channel. It's about being honest with yourself, right? What is the truth? Because how do we expand and grow? By telling the truth, right? You can't put I don't even know where I'm going with that. Never mind. Totality. Six of Swords, coming away from this Yeah, actually moving away from not being honest, yeah? Moving away from the dishonesty that we tell ourselves about situations, about people, about what it is that we want, the truth, the utter truth. It can be a really tricky thing to come to, right? And this was in one of the last two readings that and this is a continuation on, but it is a change in direction because it's like, okay, maybe I'm not being honest with myself, maybe I'm not telling myself the truth. I'm going to go in this direction to discover the truth, because all this time I was looking at what is love and light. This is beautiful, this is beautiful, let's go in this direction because that's beautiful over here. What about the darkness? What's over here? What is over there? Compromise. Tell me more about this compromise. And I feel like this compromise is getting serious about those parts of ourselves that we don't want to expose. Those when we wake up in the morning grumpy as, and we don't want to deal with anyone, and we're stomping around the house going meh, meh, meh. And then we go to work and we're like, oh hi, how you going? And it's like, hang on a minute, you were just, like less than half an hour ago, you were this horrible grumpy person who no one really wanted to be around. In fact, you didn't even want to be around yourself. And now you're putting on this thing. You're putting on this thing of going, oh yeah, here I am. And no, how was your morning? Actually, do you know what? Woke up grumpy, got my grumpy pants on today. Obviously being polite to people and not taking it out on them and not projecting, right? But being honest. I just woke up so grumpy today. You give permission for other people to be honest when you do that too. Okay. Yeah. Cutting out the BS, right? And just going, this is how I am. This is how everybody actually is. And we're all walking around putting on this act and wondering why no one is real. Because we're not, right? We're not. Okay, exhaustion. Yeah, battling. This is battling. Internal battles, for sure. I just don't know what else to say about this, but this is this internal battle that we continuously have with ourselves. And when you look at these guys, they're not actually fighting. They're not actually hitting anybody. It's kind of like this practice fighting, right? This is how you're learning to do things, and maybe this is where the patience with yourself comes in, is that understanding that you're still learning to do these things, and it's okay if you haven't got it mastered yet, because you're on your way to mastery. You're planting this field of produce that will be harvested at some point, but it does take time, and you have to cut out the things that aren't going to work. You've got to pick out the bugs that are going to eat the cabbages. You've got to shoo away the butterflies that are going to eat them. Like those are the sorts of things. These are all things that are internal with us. We want to flourish and we want to grow, and it's a matter of weeding out the things that aren't working for us anymore. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that candle's gone out too. Yeah, it has. That's okay. Right, so awareness. Tell me more about awareness, please. King of Pentacles. This is the thing when we're talking about growing and what we're harvesting. The King of Pentacles. There I go with my rapping again. Pentacles. 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 Anyway. Sorry. I just can't help it sometimes, honestly. I just go on a tangent. But anyway, let's get back to it. Okay. No, I can't talk. King of Pentacles. He is he's solid. He is solid. He knows what he's grown. This is from his harvest that he has taken the time to sow. He knows what the soil needs. He knows everything about everything because he's the king. He's learned it, he's mastered it, and this is what you're doing, right? This is what it's kind of like coming out of your shell. Coming out of your shell to go, peekaboo, here I am. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to change. This is who I truly am. Stepping into your own, stepping in. It's a bit like actually shedding the skin of the snake, right? It's like, this is what I looked like, but this is who I really am. And yeah, I look way different than what everyone else thought I did, because I was putting on something to suit what I thought everyone wanted to see, right? I'm coming beyond the illusion and deciding to be who I truly am. Yeah, love it. Keep going, because that's what the world needs. The world needs you in your own skin, in your authenticity, because you've got so much to offer in that, you know? So keep going. Sharing. Tell me more about sharing, please. The Emperor. Yeah, on this throne. Yeah, owning it. This is you not just getting to sit on this throne. This is not just the king of the king. You know, this is not stepping into the throne of the kingdom. This is stepping into the throne of the empire, right? So it's kind of like, I'm going to learn to be king so I can then graduate to the empire. Because I feel like the emperor actually rules all kingdoms. And that's what I feel like you're aiming towards. This is what this growth is going to do for you, which I absolutely adore. Okay, we're going to get a card now from the Angel Therapy deck. So let's just have a little shuffle. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Please put a butterfly and a crown in the comments. I do look at the comments, so please let me know that you've come this far, because I know that if you have, that this is you about to step into something that is going to be honoured. And yeah, if you want to share your journey, because I'd be so interested to hear about it. Because whoever you are, heading towards this is actually, I feel quite honoured to read for you, because this is huge. Like, this is the last however many readings, this transformation is massive. I take my hat off to you, because it's not an easy journey. And so yeah, very, very honoured to read for you here. Okay, so throat chakra. Alrighty. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. Holy macaroni. I'm definitely going to need my googly eyes for this, because throat chakra number 100. Said that with such a funny voice. Okay, I'm sorry I can't hold it up, but I wonder if I can do this. Let's do this so you can kind of see it. Right, let's just put it in between there and there. There you go, you can see that, right? Yep, perfect. Kiwi ingenuity at its best. Okay, the angel sent this card to you because of important messages that you need to express, either verbally or in written form. You're encouraged to speak your truth to yourself and others. To yourself, admit your true feelings, as well as any revelations you've had. Keep a journal of these ideas, thoughts, and inspirations. The throat chakra is the energy center located in the neck, which governs speech, writing, and creative expression. When you squelch your truth because of fears of disapproval, your throat chakra tightens and darkens. Prior experiences in this life or past of being punished for speaking up can also close this energy center. Fortunately, the angels are working to unlock your self-expression by sending pure divine light and love to you and your throat chakra. The angels to ask the angels to help you speak up for yourself lovingly and assertively, and they'll guide your words with verve and humor. Action steps. Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel who assists you to eloquently, truthfully, and lovingly express your thoughts and feelings. Take a moment to center yourself and say, okay, repeat after me. All right, I'm going to leave you space to say this. Archangel Gabriel, I call upon you now. Thank you for guiding me in the expression of my inner truth and wisdom. I ask that you watch over me in all that I say and write so that I may clearly convey my inner messages. Perfect. Okay, beautiful. I love that that came out to end this reading for you. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you. Take care of your beautiful self. See you. Bye-bye.